Yes, we'd like to bring Leon Butch Denner up.
Yeah, this is a very special honor for me to induct Butch. Butch was the road manager for the band, Levon Helm and the Barn Burners. Butch has spent his whole life taking care of other people. He's really, really big in organ donation, transplants. He's a living example of an organ transplant. He's only here because of organ transplants. And I hope that you, because he's here, and listen to him, you sign the back of your driver's license. Google he'll tell you how to do it, but him, Phil Lesh, Charlie Lionheart, Greg, what's his name? Excuse me. Richie Haver, we lost. Right now, Walter Trout is recovering. We have Walter's bass player here with us tonight. He's going to be playing with Debbie. But anyway, it's quite an honor for me to introduce Butch to Michael Packard. Thanks.
All right, brother. All right. So my band, I had a band. I go back a few years, but we did a couple opening acts for the Barn Burners with Levon, and then I just remember you going to get the bass player. He passed out in the car or whatever, in the truck or whatever. But the Barn Burners to me were a great band. You know, Chris O'Leary and Patty O'Shea and Jimmy Vivino used to sit in, and I even think that Amy Helm was there when she was just a kid.
Yeah, Bobby Keys.
Yeah. And those were good days.
I got tapes.
And so, you know, that's kind of my memory of the Barn Burners, and they were great. And Levon, there's no question about that. He was just a great man. I remember at the end of the night, the first night that I met him, and he just came over to me and said, "Hey, you did great." It wasn't about him. It was about me when I talked to him, and that to me is, you know, it just said something about the man, you know. And I'm sure you got some stories. Give it up here for Butch Denner.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Gary, Rocky, the House, Helsinki. Great venue for music, and music is really the healer. I'm 8 years post-transplant, and thank you. And 36 hours, probably less, probably 26 hours after my transplant, I had Howlin' Wolf with Hubert Sumlin on the iPod. Well, it wasn't an iPod, it was a cassette player in those days, and had all the Bahamian nurses at Mount Sinai in the room listening. I said, "That's Howlin' Wolf, that's Hubert Sumlin, that's the blues." But I'm here because I was a road manager. You know, I can't play. I shouldn't play if I even tried to. But Randy Charlante, a great musician in the Hudson Valley, introduced me on a side street at the Lone Star Cafe to Levon, and Levon took me down the blues road. He said, "Son, just stay in the rhythm section, you'll be all right." So the drummers and bass players are close to my heart, especially singing drummers. But I got to sit, you know, in rooms with Hubert Sumlin and Pine Top Perkins and do shows with Cotton. Cotton would always come up to me, "Hey, Butch, with the bud?" And I would be his translator to everybody else because nobody knew what Cotton was saying. So for the ones that came before me that I helped take care of, that took me down the road, I love the blues people. I love the music. I love the music makers. God bless you all. Thank you.
Road manager for the band and Levon Helm and the Barn Burners in the New York Blues Hall of Fame. Congratulations. Very well deserved. Come on, give it up for Butch.